From the Far East to Western Europe, from Siberia to Hindustan, many centuries ago the nomadic civilization stretched for tens of thousands of kilometers. Today the descendants of ancient nomadic tribes have become independent nations, yet they have preserved their nomadic survival culture. In what form nomadic traditions are still alive at present? Watch the Ethnosport to learn all about that and much more. A man and horse, origins of the friendship. Perfect tandem, history of the Dzhigitovka. Step centaurs in the world cinema.
Удалой, отважный, смелый. Это все значение одного емкого тюркского слова.
Turkic word Jigit means courageous and brave young man. Horse plays a huge role in Jigit's life. But how did it all start? A man first settled a horse in the Eurasian steppes 6,000 years ago. That's when a strong friendship has started, which has changed the human history forever. The ancient art of Dzhigitovka perfectly illustrates the friendship of man and horse. You're watching Ethnosport.
Человека и лошади. Это программа «Этноспорт». Мир вашему дому.
We mentioned that it was a horse that became a kind of frontier that divided the life of a man in the steppe into two parts, before and after. The second part became much more productive and practical. Residents of the Eurasian steppe not only tamed the horse, they worshipped it. Archaeological finds point to the fact that a horse became a man's companion on the territory of modern Kazakhstan. The artifacts of the Neolithic period and unique material data relating to the Botai culture confirm this. Bones of more than 700,000 horses were found on the site of an ancient settlement near the city of Kokshetau.
Неудивительно.
It's no wonder that when the world's smartest two-legged settled one of the world's fastest four-legged, this union quickly transformed the planet. Thanks to the speed and endurance of the horse, human possibilities have enormously expanded, and only with the help of a horse people have been able to pass huge distances and unite the world.
И соединить мир в одно целое.
By the way, a chariot drawn by horses, according to many researchers, also originated in the steppes of Eurasia. Nomadic civilization is now associated only with an amazing duo, a man and a horse. By the way, in this union, the relationship is built on equality. However, the modern professional riders who revive the national equestrian sports traditions honor these ancient steppe laws of respect. No other way. A horse is a noble animal, but if it considers a rider worthy, it will be obedient and patient.
Обычно лошадь проявляет любовь через доверие.
Usually a horse shows love through trust. If the horse trusts you, then it allows you to forge it and allows veterinary manipulation. That is, it all depends on trust. Horse is a very grateful animal, and if a man treats it with love, then the horse will treat the same way. But there are some disciplines that are harsh for some of them. That's why they get the temper. Horses are even divided by species. We call them hot-blooded, warm-blooded, and cold-blooded.
Горячей кровью, теплой и хладнокровной.
The nomads were not only cattle breeders, they were also warriors, and the right communication with the horse was very important. After all, the rider needed special skills during the battles and applied them sitting and standing on the horseback. Complex acrobatic tricks helped not only saving himself and his four-legged friend, but win. So Ruslan will now show us one of the spectacular stunts of Dzhigitovka. We all saw it in the films, in the circus, but now live. Go ahead, that's it. Everything happened very fast. I did not notice any manipulations. Everything is so natural and fast.
И быстро.
Ruslan, respect. Well, will you try? Well, only standing.
Так.
Long ago, during the period of the Saka tribes and Huns, the warrior's horse was considered sacred. According to Kazakh traditions, strong and hardy steeds were not slaughtered and eaten. They, like people, died a natural death or in battle. This is evidenced by samples of folklore. This custom is still followed by descendants of people who led a nomadic and semi-nomadic way of life: Kazakhs, Kyrgyz, Mongols, and Turkmens. And the Eurasian nomads were able to master their riding skills. Today we call that by one word: Dzhigitovka.
Мы знаем, что Dzhigitovka...
We know that Dzhigitovka is a part of ancient military art. In modern Dzhigitovka, do you use some ancient skills that have been preserved since ancient times?
Не, естественно, например, тот же подбирание платков.
Well, of course. For example, picking up a piece of cloth represents picking up a weapon. The nomads mostly used bows to shoot arrows. First there was a remote attack, and only after that they fought with swords and sabers. And when there were not enough arrows, as far as I know, according to historians, they used to pick arrows and shoot again. There were times when they picked up spears and sabers. This is the same element.
Копья или сабли, это тот же самый элемент.
Every nomad was a warrior and therefore practiced martial art from a very young age. When the little future warrior was 3 or 4 years old, he used to start taking riding lessons. The whole village used to gather one day when the child rode a horse for the first time. After the blessing, the child used to hold golden bridle reins in the left hand and the kamcha in his right hand. Villagers usually organized a holiday after a tired child returned from his first trip. While the young man becomes a real Dzhigit after passing all the stages of training, usually at the age of 14.
Военное искусство кочевников было особенным.
The military art of the nomads was special because it was inextricably linked with the art of Dzhigitovka. Soldiers nomads had a large set of effective combat techniques on horseback, so they could defeat any opponent. You cannot imagine how much I want to master at least a couple of tricks. Considering the fact that I was born and raised in a big city where I saw horses only in the circus and I rode the horse the first time when I was an adult, it will be difficult for me. But I'll try. The strategic feature of cavalry of nomads is surprise factor. The cavalry used to infiltrate and spread panic. The tactics of exhausting the enemy is an art that the nomads mastered very well. One of the main advantages of a warrior is accuracy in archery. The horse archer should be able to shoot while sitting on a horseback, as well as to shoot backwards after releasing the reins. The warrior also needed skills that will help him avoid the arrows of enemies. Therefore, the rider could stand up on the stirrups or go down. And the horse also had to dodge the arrows. Shortly speaking, an ordinary nomad was able to do things that right now only well-trained stuntmen can do.
Так.
Ногу в стреме.
Ногу в стреме.
So I put my feet in this stirrup.
Как там?
All right, we hold the bow. We shift weight to the right. We put this leg here.
Вставляем. Ага.
Вставляем сюда.
Да.
Так.
Нет, нет.
No. This leg should go that way.
Немножко ногу. Ага.
Вот так.
Ah, okay.
Так.
Knees go up.
Больше под колено.
This one can be bent a little.
И вот это немножко можно согнуть, чтобы замок не вылетел.
And now I need to go down.
Куда нырнуть?
Hold on the contrary, from here.
Нет,
Yes, hold a little more.
держимся. Прям побольше возьмись. Ага. И ныряешь.
Where this knee should be. I cannot go down like this.
Не-не-не.
No, pull it up a little. Oh, my knees. They are blocked by the saddle. Come on, I'll hold you here.
Подержи, попробуй.
My hand. It should be on my leg, right?
Выпрямляй. Выпрямляй ногу. Ага. Да, помоги.
Help?
Все, я с той стороны сейчас помогу. Ага, теперь. Так.
Where is it? I'm stuck.
Тяни. Ага, стяги. Тянись сюда. Ну, у тебя уже замок. О.
Now pull yourself, like this. That's okay now.
Короче, плохому танцору ноги
Now I know that a bad workman blames his tools and a bad rider blames his knees.
Молодец, для первого раза.
Well, that is good for the first time.
Стоило того.
While going under the belly of a horse, it was worth it. So are there easier tricks?
Я могу вот, например, вот так.
I can jump off the horse gracefully.
Хоба!
The ancient warriors had their secrets of military art. Easy jumping on the horseback, irreproachable ability to sit in the saddle, excellent skills of Dzhigitovka. The warrior had to stay on the horseback so that no one could move him or throw him to the ground. Because that's what the opponents are trying to do in a duel. Of course, the rider and his horse needed special ammunition for that. For example, a comfortable saddle and stirrups to support the legs. By the way, it is believed that it was also invented by the nomads. Ruslan, so I have noticed that the ammunition here was also modified. There are some extra belts attached to the stirrups, and the bridle was made in a different way. There is also some kind of holders. How would you explain this? Yes, our saddles are specially made for tricks. That is for circus tricks, for Dzhigitovka. Let's say that this is a belly band. It is designed precisely to stay attached and not to fall from the saddle. Oh yes, it holds very well. You can even pick up something with the help of this. Like in Kokpa. You put it and turn the end of it towards you a little bit. Well, it's really easy. And this bridle apparently was designed not to lose it, right? Today, Dzhigitovka is considered a military-applied kind of equestrian sport. Originating in the steppes of Eurasia and the Caucasus, it was mainly developed among the Cossacks in the 19th century. The Cossack Charter even had mandatory stunts that every Cossack should master. Those are shooting on a horseback and taking down scarecrows, lifting items from the ground, picking up a walking companion on a horseback, taking a wounded person, jumping on and off the horseback.
Кстати, джигитовка, как отдельный вид спорта, существовала.
By the way, Dzhigitovka existed as a separate kind of sport until the 70s of the 20th century. And in the Red Army, Dzhigitovka was part of the combat training of cavalry. Even during the Second World War, with all its tanks and airplanes, the cavalry was successfully used to solve some tactical and operational tasks. Ruslan, tell me, how many basic elements and tricks are there in Dzhigitovka?
Содержится в джигитовке.
Well, there are many elements in Dzhigitovka. I think that the Red Army used to hide behind a horse to shoot a gun. It's like in that legendary film, The White Son of the Desert. Yes, excellent. I love this moment since I was a child. Can you now show something like that? Of course.
И можно было стрелять по противнику.
Как думаете,
Do you think I can repeat this trick? Well, show me again, slowly.
Переносите ногу.
Левую.
Левую.
That's how you lay on your armpit.
Подмышку кладете, да.
But here I must have a rifle or a revolver at least. But it still needs to be done while riding a horse.
Ну, здесь у нас немножко не хватает, конечно. Здесь надо будет еще кое-какие причиндалки.
Так, ну это же надо еще на ходу сделать.
Да.
Ну-ка попробуем на
Ну,
ходу.
то есть здесь вы как бы сидите.
So here you are sitting on one leg in the stirrup.
Вот.
Сейчас я попробую
Aha,
сделать.
now
А здесь
I'll try to do it on the go. So here we go. Here I am shooting, bang, bang, and I'm going back. For some reason it stopped. It helped me. Well done.
если лошадь будет идти галопом, то есть
If the horse is galloping, it will not stop. It will just go. And you will simply show your tricks.
останавливаться и будет просто скакать, а вы уже будете исполнять свои элементы.
Ну, важно, чтобы и всадник
But it's also important that the rider is well trained. Once the martial art has entered the category of spectacular sport and vivid performances on the stage. And I must say that this is a rare feature.
Дядь Бах, расскажите, вот все про вас говорят...
Uncle Baka, everyone says that you are the legend of the Kazakh circus and you are also a stuntman, one of the greatest ones. How did you manage to do that? Well, it started in 1973. I got into the circus of the people's artist of the USSR, Hakim Karimovich Zaripov. They were Uzbek Dzhigits.
И вот там я начинал у них.
We were given a term, we needed to learn something within 3 months, and then we were recruited. If you're fit, you do tricks well, you become a Jigit.
Ты становишься джигитом. Вот так вот. И первый
The first city where I started was Irkutsk. That's how my life began.
Вот. И так вот у меня вся жизнь началась.
What is the most important thing in the Dzhigitovka?
Ну, сложное все здесь. Здесь надо...
Well, it's challenging, but if you know the technique, everything is done easily.
Ты знаешь технику, все легко делается.
Kazakh stuntmen who have the skills of Dzhigitovka are in demand in the world cinema. For example, Kazakhs took part in Marco Polo, Nomad, Mongol and Daywatch. Jibek Kunguzhinov is the head of the well-known stunt group in the film industry. He was a body double of Mark Dacascos and Kuno Becker.
Жайдарбек, я знаю, что вы...
Jibek, I know that you have been leading a group of stuntmen for many years. How relevant is the work of the stuntmen right
Она
now?
была всегда актуальной, начиная еще с тех времен.
Well, it has always been relevant, since the time when the first action films were released. And now, of course, everything is more complicated. There are new tasks, very complex tasks with the new technology and special effects. It is very difficult, because in any film action all tricks should be done by stuntmen.
А сколько лет уходит на...
And how long does it take to train a stuntman?
на его подготовку?
Ну, по-разному, все зависит от физического.
Well, it depends on physical, moral and psychological
Ну,
preparation.
в основном
In general, 5 years give good results of preparation.
уже хороший результат.
I understand that horses are sort of bump artists and actors too. They are selected and trained. Tell us about them.
Естественно, например,
Naturally, we have a selection every
у
year.
нас есть лошади, которые на пенсии.
We replace older horses with young
Мы всегда
ones.
заменяем молодыми лошадьми. Естественно,
Maybe 1 out of 10 horses will become a good actor.
один получится.
Some love to fall and jump or do difficult tricks, such as breaking walls in Daywatch.
Делать сложные трюки, это как пробивание там стены, как в дневном дозоре, еще какие-то моменты.
Of course, they are actors too. They know, understand everything on the site, like when you say stop, they relax, or prepare, they start to get nervous.
Например, стоп.
Everyone has a unique character. They are like humans.
Начинает нервничать. То есть у каждого свой характер, поэтому они как люди, абсолютно.
The friendship between the horse, which is one of the most intelligent representatives of the animal world, and the man continues for more than 6,000 years. And it is amazing that after the centuries their union stays strong. The horse is still faithful to man. A man treats the horse with the same love and gratitude.
Со времен своего возникновения многие века джигитовка существовала как естественный вид верховой езды.
For many centuries, Dzhigitovka existed as a common kind of riding, the basic element of training a horse and rider for battles. With the advent of scientific and technical progress, the horse has lost its key role in human life, and now, in the era of iron horses, the art of Dzhigitovka remains only the skill of stuntmen and circus performers. Nevertheless, I'm sure that our country will always have real Dzhigits who are capable of showing real Dzhigitovka.
Способные показать настоящую джигитовку. Мир вашему дому!